Hello everybody, Toxin here. Welcome back to Fairy Tales of Nature 2, Destiny of the Tribes. We are jumping right back into it. Alright, here we go. Deathcrow. Fabo, it's interesting how much one person can do in an attempt to stop me. But there is something else that intrigued me more. When I worked on the proof of the Ruby Tribe's innocence, I dug into your background as well. No birth certificate, no criminal record, any documents I found about you, whether it was your degrees, your medical record, documents for your identification, documents, anything. It doesn't go back farther than 23 years. You had someone in the institution, didn't you? Someone who vouched for you. Someone who knew all procedures necessary. Someone with access to it all. Someone who hired you with no questions asked. Someone who trusts you. Brian. He was the one in charge of all the institution. He wanted to help you. So he did. But I also saw other documents. You pulled many strings, not just as king, but even before. You signed off building plans, approved them behind the old king's back. I don't blame you. To be fair, without you, the Ruby tribe would have starved when they were trapped in that area. And who'd blame them? Thanks to me, the king wasn't too reasonable. I made everyone fear him. I don't know how you brought him back, but usually the afterlife doesn't like it when someone messes with it. You don't want the afterlife to dislike you. Trust me. Though I am curious, how did you bring him back? Even that healing substance you got, it alone suffice. You used a gem, didn't you? But strangely I can no longer sense them. Despite knowing that you were in possession of at least 2 of them, not counting bits of one shard being left behind. Those vanished. There was another one, wasn't there? They made one I couldn't control, didn't they? One they buried with me. But I am getting too far from the topic. What are those little green eyes looking in? Those are little green eyes, aren't they? Right there? Am I crazy? My point was about something else. Something more important. We aren't that different. We both faced death. Tried to bend its rules. As Deathcrow tried to grab Fabo at the throat, he notices he can't actually touch him. His hand goes through Fabo's skin, through his flesh, through his bone, as if he wasn't there. At the same time, a man emerged from beneath the table, holding a key in one hand, a cane in the other. He rushes at the door and locks it from the inside. He then throws the key beneath the bed. As he emerges from the table, a sword falls out of nowhere as well. As Deathcrow looked at the man, he noticed it was Fabo, but he was wearing his usual golden robes. And unlike the version he saw at the execution area, his skin was extremely brittle. While some spots of his skin remained green, a major part had withered, showing signs of decay, and those spots in the skin had a dark gray coloring, similar to Deathcrow's skin. While being surprised, Deathcrow's voice stays calm. He keeps eye contact with Fabo and picks up the crossbow on the floor. He puts the bolt into it and prepares to shoot. Deathcrow. And we both are manipulative. Tell me, what is the difference? Deathcrow aims at Fabo's heart and shoots. Fabo doesn't move. He stays calm and closes his eyes. The bolt hits. Fabo opens his eyes again. I do agree that we are similar, but our intentions are the opposite. You want to kill and avoid death for eternity, and I have a heart of gold. Fabo shortly opens part of his robes, revealing a heart-shaped golden necklace. While it appeared to be crested with gold, the main part was made of brass. The locket has a scratch on it. As he opened his robe, the wooden bolt, broken by hitting the necklace, drops onto the floor. Fabo shows to have a larger scar on his chest, in a peculiar shape. There are words engraved on the locket. Free all before oblivion. Fabo closes his robes again. So you have that locket. Interesting. That scar looks familiar, and looking at the orbs or the gems on the sword and the cane, they no longer contain life force, do they? Did you use the locket to absorb the life force? Fabo smiles. Well, you bring your body, lacking a soul, makes you dangerous. That makes you more dangerous than your soul would keep you less cruel. What? Well, you being your body, lacking a soul, makes you more dangerous than your soul would keep you less cruel. It also decreases your ability to think clearly. You blindly come to this place after I mocked you. You didn't bother to think whether this was intended. I needed to make you leave the bystanders alone, and you did. You didn't suspect anything, though I survived the falling barrels unharmed. You didn't suspect how we broke out of your mind control. You didn't suspect anything when I appeared in your mind. You didn't suspect anything when no one besides me was here. You didn't suspect anything when I locked the door. This locket uses good deeds as power source instead of the life force of the dying. It isn't under your control. Whenever enough good deeds are fulfilled, it charges. If you were to charge it enough, you could use the power for incredible things. When I saved the entire Ruby tribe by building tunnels and paid people to send food, water, and medicine into their area, I used the power to make sure I could survive the battle 5 years ago, banish you, and save the kids. It was the reason your spells only broke the shield on my armor, but didn't harm us. I couldn't charge it enough to save Victor or the king, though. Then I became the next king. I tried my best. Supposed to be my best, by paying the same people to load the hidden ship and to keep quiet, and asked a former friend, the leader of the army, to guide every Ruby tribe member to the hidden ship. I paid people to fill the official ship with mannequins and saved them from being executed. But I know I did also comply to their will, as you revealed to tamper with their vote about the Ruby tribe's fate. This charged the locket as well. For every single life I spared, I used that power to make nature return to the island, and plants started to grow. The island became as green as it was before the war, and with that I instantly caused a chain effect of good deeds. No one had to starve, and no one has to die of thirst. Then I intended to use the locket for something else. When you dropped the evidence of the Ruby tribe's innocence, I was informed by John. He transports employees from the court. I then told Sam. He told Thomas and Nick. They were the same people who helped me with saving the Ruby tribe. I knew I could count on them, and from the dreams I had, I was able to plan what to do and how to make sure everything would fall into place. Since I saved them many times, the Ruby tribe would come to save me, and this locket allowed me to exist outside of my own body. It gave me powers that are the opposite of yours. This also is why I locked us in this cell. The locket dampens your powers. You can't escape. I'm not trapped in here with you. But you are trapped in here with me. I know I won't make it out of here alive, but I will make sure to take you with me. Try your best. Fabo throws the crossbow away and picks up the ruby sword. He decides to use it, since he can since he can neither escape nor use magic. At the same time, Fabo puts his right hand on the cane as well. He gets a firm grip on the part just beneath the gem and pulls it out upward. This reveals a hidden blade within the cane. I modified this cane since our last encounter. A battle begins. Would you like some tips on the battle? Why, certainly. Fabo can use the life force from his necklace to stop the decay. This means the battle isn't limited by any amount of rounds. You and Death Crow attack at the same time, so plan your steps ahead. Fabo has 200 HP at the beginning, and Death Crow starts with 999 HP. Each round, Fabo can either attack or dodge. If Fabo attacks, he can deal damage. If Fabo decides to dodge, he does perceive time slower, move out of Death Crow's attacks, and slightly slash him. This means if Fabo dodges, he takes 0 damage and also deals a little bit of damage to Death Crow. He also heals by doing so, as he uses the necklace to heal between 5 to 15 HP. Death Crow is weakened as he lacks a soul, and his body doesn't contain awfully much life force, especially when compared to Fabo, who absorbs the life force of the ruby and the emerald. But being an undead entity, Death Crow starts with higher HP. Being less experienced in non-magical combat, he deals 50 to 60 damage. However, every 5th round, Death Crow uses remnants of magic as his normal magic is slowed down by the necklace. This means that on every 5th round, Death Crow deals 70 to 90 damage and heals 10 to 100 HP. Whew. Keep this info in mind and plan accordingly. The outcome of this fight will change the future. Okay then. We're gonna fight. Haha! Oh dear, that's a lot of damage. Okay. Let's, fight. Fighty. Fight. Okay. Dodge. This is gonna be a lot of dodging, I just know it. Technically, we could just dodge slam this. Yeah. Little, and blink. Darn it. I can't copy. I guess that would have been cheating a little. Oh shoot, I don't know when his next attack is going to be. Well, I don't have the HP for it anyway, so... let's just fight. Fight. And back to dodging. It's an infinite battle, so it really doesn't matter. This is... I'm sorry, Fabo. You did a good job creating a legit fight, but it's got, like, major flaws. Because I can literally just dodge the entire time. Oopsie. And fight. No, not 2Gs. And fight. He's going down. I've got him in my grasp. And fight. Death Crow seems weakened, even more so than before. Fabo uses that opportunity to slash Death Crow's hand and then stab his stomach. Fabo puts his cane back together. He then walks closer to his enemy as he is unable to stand due to his wounds. This is for Caroline. Fabo punches Death Crow's head. You can hear a slight crack. This is for Victor. Fabo punches Death Crow's head. Death Crow's mask cracks more. This is for my family. Fabo punches Death Crow's head. Death Crow's mask breaks. A part falls, drops to the floor, but catches on fire at the same time. It vanishes before reaching the floor. I will not punch you for the Emerald Tribe members outside of my family. They might want to do that by themselves. The afterlife is coming after me. But I stalled enough time so someone in there could notify them. I just needed you to be here as well. Just as Fabo finishes saying that, a portal opens up behind Death Crow. The portal to the afterlife. Death Crow just looks at Fabo, pleading to be let go, but knowing there is nothing he could offer. He looks behind himself again, only to meet the gaze of 37 Emerald Tribe members, 12 of which being former soldiers. Seeing their stare, or rather, stare-like expression, their empty sockets were empty when he looks at them, made Death Crow realize what would await him. Forget about running away. Harry is using the power he got from you to hold you in place the same way you've tried to use on us. Also, what we see from the afterlife matches on how our intentions are, or if we had regrets for our actions. You never had good intentions, or if you did, you forgot about them. I made a large amount of mistakes, but I atoned for most things I did wrong. I see them as I probably would have seen them before the war. Difficult to tell without most memories, though. I see the other end of the portal as green meadows, hear the sound of cheerful birds singing, and the flow of a river. You see hell with creatures worse than you ever imagined you could become. And I won't stop them, even if I could. I could have killed you. But without your soul, it would be over for you. But if we do this, you will experience what happened to us. Now. Fabo's eyeballs shortly turn black until turning into their bright shade of greenish-white again. Go to hell. Just as Fabo said this, several arms of the deceased Emerald Tribe members grab Death Crow all at once and pull him inside. The portal closes. I know that I should go, but they know I need to say goodbye first. I will come out now, Thomas. Or you can come out now, Thomas. Fabo comes out from beneath the bed, holding the key to the cells in his hands. See? You didn't even have to intervene. With my combat style, I can even harm if I defend myself. Now that Death Crow has been dealt with, there is something else I need to tell you, Thomas. I really do. I need to thank you. Without the ruby sword, I couldn't have intervened much at the execution. Without Sam bringing my cane to absorb its power and taking it back again, I couldn't have splitted my soul from my body for so long. Without you bringing the lad here, people would still have thought I was responsible for all the bad things to happen. But I'd like to thank you especially, because you stick to my plans for the past 5 years, and felt the need to act when you did. Even though I made sure you knew about the warrant, you could have just accepted, but you didn't, and that saved everyone. Well, everyone except for me and Death Crow, but he needed to go, and I was dying anyway. Now I have one last thing for you. I will move my last life force onto this item, and you shall have it. I will leave, but you will receive this first. A citrine gem. It is inside of the locket. It is sterile, and you won't ever have to give it up, even if temporarily. I will give you back what you lost in the war. Take this. Fabo opens his locket and pulls the gem within out of it. He hands a citrine gem to Thomas. The gem is cut in a way It has the shape of a ball. Now, it was nice to work with you, pal. I need to go now. But at least I managed to bring back family members of others. It was an honor serving you. But I have questions about this gift. If it allows me to survive dark magic and makes me capable of moving outside of my own body if I have access to gems, it can help you as well. But if you need guidance, there's something a wise man once told me. If you do good, good will return to you. Oop, no! I don't push! Okay, I can fix this. Just as he said that, the portal to the afterlife reopens. Fable looks into it. Suddenly, something emerged from it. But not Deathcrow. A cat. Lucy. She meows at him excitedly. Fable picks her up, carrying her on his arms, and walks inside of the portal while patting her. His robes turn white and his skin green again upon making the first step. He enters the portal, and it closes. What is left behind is a skeleton wearing Fable's green robes. The skeleton turns into dust. I will give you back what you lost in the war. Does that mean... Thomas touches his eye patch and throws it on the floor. He puts the citrine gem inside his eye socket. It fits perfectly. Aww. It actually works. I can finally see through my left eye again. I can feel it as if it was my real eye. After that, the citizens of the Emerald Island met. The council selected to replace FABO set everything into motion. The council selected to replace FABO set everything into motion? I'm not sure how that sentence is supposed to go. All documents were to be gathered, but only his merchant license, plans for the projects he had approved, and a last will. His possessions should be sold, and together with the gold he had, were meant to be used to build shelters for the orphans, the homeless, and the old and sick people. His remains, if there were any, should be collected and buried at a tree near a cave, the location of which is written down in the will. The council complied to it, and new council to take on the island's politics was voted for, as the current council was supposed to only rule temporarily. The new council consisted of Harry, Rachel, Sally, Nick, and John and Nick. Nick was surprisingly good at most topics once his brother John became human again, as if the curse had kept John's body trapped, also trapped Nick's mind until it had gotten lifted. With the council and you working together, relationships between the Emerald Island and the Ruby Tribe Island improved. Now both islands worked together, and traveling and trade routes were established. Thomas became an archery teacher. He was good at archery before losing his eye. John ended up inventing a vehicle that worked using clockwork mechanisms, as he had been the only llama on the islands, and Nick's and his transportation service had to close because of this, but also because of Nick being busy as council member. To honor the ones who suffered from the Deathcrow's deeds, a yearly memorial day was initiated, celebrated on the day of Deathcrow's final fall. You reconciled with your father. And for Fabo? Well, see for yourself. You'll play as Fabo now. As you enter the afterlife, you end up in a familiar place. The Emerald area before the war. You see some familiar faces. Your old memories start to return to you. Brian, good to see you again. You may not be my biological son, but I'm still proud of you. I knew helping you was the right thing to do. Victor. Hello. Good to see that Death Crow got what he deserved. Though I wonder what happened to the part of him that escaped from with my body, though. But that part was a soul, so maybe there's hope for his good side to return. And knowing what he accomplished, I bet there will be another one like you who can stop him. Also, do you like who I sent to guide you here? I guess since she was the one who found you in the neutral realm, she could guide you back here too. Hello, lad. I'm glad on what you accomplished. I told, do good, and good will return to you. Welcome to this place. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad that you fulfilled the mission. I'm glad that I chose you to do it. Do you remember? Yes, I remember it now, brother. I remember my past. I remember my life. I remember my name. My name isn't Fabo. My name is... What? 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 Fabo, why do you have to be cryptic like this? Oh, was it something? Oh. Was that a prelude to the third game? Because I know Fabo's in the process of making the third game. Oh, that's probably what it is, you sneaky bugger. So, yeah, I'm impressed that an actual battle system was implemented. It was still needing work, but hey, I actually had choices this time. Yay! Alright, well, that was Fairytales of Nature 2 Destiny of the Tribes. If you want to... Well, I guess there isn't much to play, but if you're interested in reading through it yourself, without my occasional dyslexia messing with stuff, I will include the link to this game and to the original first game in the description below. Go check those out. There's also Fabo's Game Jolt. No, yes, Game Jolt. I always forget whether it's Game Jolt or it's itch.io, because some of the games I play are on one and others are on the other. Sorry, I'm rambling. Go check out my channel for some of the other videos I've done. Go watch some of them, like, comment, subscribe, whatever suits your fancy. Have an awesome day. This is Demoxian signing out. Peace.